Listen to me, 2025 is not just another year. It's your year. The year where you stop recycling the same version of yourself that's been playing small, that's been hiding behind excuses. That's been waiting for the right time. This year, the new version of you steps up. And here's what that looks like. Listen to me. One of the biggest mistakes we make is dragging yesterday into today and trying to build a future on top of broken pieces from the past. You can't step into 2025 carrying the baggage of 2024. That stuff is heavy. It's weighing you down. It's slowing you down, and it's killing your momentum. Some of you are wondering why you can't take off, why you can't break through, why you keep circling the same mountain. And the truth is you've got too much baggage in your hands. You're trying to run a marathon carrying suitcases full of regret, failure, and pain. It doesn't work. The new version of you in 2025 has to make a decision. Am I going to be a prisoner of my past or the architect of my future? You can't be both. Every single day, people let yesterday control today. They replay the heartbreak. They replay the missed opportunities. They replay the words that somebody said years ago that made them doubt themselves. And instead of letting it go, they build their whole life around proving people wrong. But hear me. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving are you right. It's about you stepping into your calling, your purpose, your greatness. Some of you are living like the pain from last year is permanent, but pain is not permanent. It's a teacher. Every mistake you made in 2024, every door that closed, every failure you thought would bury you, it was all a classroom. And if you carry the lesson, you win. If you carry the loss, you stay stuck. The difference between the old you and the new you is this. The old you drags the losses, the new you grabs the lessons. Think about it. When you hold on to baggage, it robs you of focus. You can't give your best today if half your energy is tied up in fighting battles from yesterday. You can't see tomorrow clearly if your vision is clouded by yesterday's storm. The new you in 2025 has to wake up and say, I refuse to keep paying rent on a house I don't even live in anymore. That broken relationship, gone. That failed business, gone. That mistake you made, gone. You can't heal if you keep picking at the scar. Now, I'm not saying you forget everything that happened. No. What I'm saying is you reframe it. You stop calling it the worst thing that ever happened to me and start calling it the best lesson I ever learned. You stop saying, I lost everything, and you start saying, I gained wisdom I couldn't have bought with $1 million. That's what baggage becomes when you transform it. That's what happens when you decide, I will not walk into 2025 with anything that doesn't serve my destiny. Ask yourself right now, what am I still carrying that's not mine anymore? Whose voice is still in my head that doesn't deserve to be there? What fear am I still feeding that was born years ago? What regret am I still watering like a plant when it should have been buried? The new version of you in 2025 cleans house. You throw out what doesn't belong. You pack light so you can move fast. Because here's the truth. Destiny is not waiting for the slow. Opportunity is not waiting for the distracted. Success is not waiting for the people still crying about yesterday. If you're going to get everything that's yours in 2025, you've got to move. You've got to move, boo. And the only way to move is to let go. Let go of the anger. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the shame. Let go of the people who left you. Let go of the old version of you that thought small, lived small, dreamed small. The new you is lighter. The new you is faster. The new you is focused. 2025 doesn't belong to the person you were yesterday. It belongs to the person you decide to become today. And that decision starts with dropping the baggage. Listen to me. In 2025, you cannot afford to keep living with low standards. The reason some of you feel stuck isn't because you don't have potential. It's because your standards are too low. You keep settling. You keep accepting good enough. You keep telling yourself, at least I tried, when deep down you know you gave half effort. And then you wonder why greatness keeps slipping through your fingers. Let me be real with you. Greatness will never belong to someone with average standards. The new version of you in 2025 raises the bar. I mean, if you want to win at a different level, you got to start demanding more from yourself than you ever have before. Stop saying you want to be successful while living with the standards of someone who's okay with being average. Stop saying you want to dominate while surrounding yourself with people who celebrate mediocrity. In 2025, the new you doesn't apologize for having high standards. You don't dim your light because it makes somebody else uncomfortable. If your grind intimidates people, let it. If your discipline offends lazy people, let it. If your goals sound crazy to small thinkers, let it. You see, the problem with too many people is this: they keep lowering their standards so they can feel comfortable where they are. But comfort is the killer of destiny. Every time you lower your standards, you step away from your purpose. Every time you say, it's okay, I'll do it tomorrow, you're teaching yourself that procrastination is acceptable. Every time you say, this is good enough, You're programming yourself to believe average is your ceiling. But the new version of you in 2025 refuses to accept good enough. The new you is allergic to average. The new you doesn't rest until the bar is raised higher. Understand this, your standards are the thermostat of your life. If you set the temperature at 60, don't expect to live at 90. Your standards control your results. People who demand excellence from themselves eventually produce excellence. People who accept excuses from themselves will always produce excuses. And the scary part, you get exactly what you tolerate. If you tolerate laziness, it becomes your lifestyle. If you tolerate inconsistency, it becomes your identity. If you tolerate fear, it becomes your future. But when you raise your standards, everything in your life has to rise to meet them. The new you in 2025 sets the kind of standard that forces discipline. The kind of standard that doesn't let you skip the gym because you're tired. The kind of standard that doesn't let you sleep through the alarm because it's cold outside. The kind of standard that doesn't let you put your dreams on pause because your feelings got hurt. The new you has standards so high that excuses can't breathe in your atmosphere. I need you to ask yourself right now, what have I been tolerating that's beneath me? What habits, what attitudes, what people have I been letting stay in my life, even though they don't match the future I'm chasing? Because if you keep tolerating small thinking, you will keep living a small life. If you keep tolerating low energy, you will keep getting low results. If you keep tolerating half effort, you will keep living with half blessings. In 2025, it's time to stop negotiating with yourself. You've spent too long bargaining with mediocrity, telling yourself one more day, one more chance, one more excuse. No, the new you doesn't negotiate. The new you demands. The new you commands. The new you says, if I said I'm going to do it, it gets done, period. The new you in 2025 raises the bar so high that the old you can't even reach it anymore. That's the point. Because you can't step into the future with yesterday's standards. You can't build a new life with old rules. This is your year to say, I will never again accept average. I will never again settle. I will never again lower my bar to make somebody else feel comfortable. Raise your standards and watch your life rise with them. Listen carefully. If you want the new version of you in 2025 to be unstoppable, you cannot rely on motivation. Motivation is like a spark. It lights you up for a moment, but if no fuel, it dies out fast. That's why some of you start strong in January, but by March, you're back to old habits. Why? Because you were chasing motivation instead of building discipline. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. It's easy to get motivated when the music is loud, when the room is full of energy, when people are cheering you on. But what happens when it's 5 a.m. and nobody's clapping? What happens when it's raining outside, your bed is warm, and your body is screaming to stay under the covers? What happens when the excitement wears off? That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Discipline is the reason champions win, not motivation. You see, the new version of you in 2025 has to get obsessed with discipline. I'm talking about doing the work whether you feel like it or not, because feelings lie. Feelings tell you, I'm tired, I'll do it tomorrow. Feelings tell you, I've done enough, I can relax. But discipline. Discipline tells you, I don't care how you feel. This is what we do. Discipline is not about emotions. It's about commitment. It's about showing up every single day, sometimes not when it's convenient, not when people are watching, every day. The truth is, the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not filled with motivation. It's filled with discipline. Every dream you have in 2025, every goal you wrote down, every promise you made to yourself, it all lives on the other side of discipline, because discipline builds consistency and consistency creates results. Some of you keep asking, why am I not seeing change? The answer is simple. You show up when you feel like it. The new you doesn't operate like that. The new you shows up regardless. Think about it. Success doesn't care about your mood. The gym doesn't care if you're tired. That business idea doesn't care if you're scared. Your future doesn't care if you're uncomfortable. The only thing that matters is, did you show up? Did you execute? Did you keep the promise you made to yourself? Because discipline is really about self-respect. If you can't keep a promise to yourself, how are you going to keep one to anybody else? The new you in 2025 understands that the small disciplines add up. Waking up early, reading every day, pushing through the workout, saving the money, studying the craft, those little daily choices stack up into massive transformation. But only if you stay disciplined long enough for the compound effect to kick in. Too many of you quit before the results show up because you're waiting to feel it. Stop waiting to feel it. Act your way into feeling. Discipline first, motivation later. You need to make discipline your identity. It's not something you do, it's who you are. You don't say, I'm trying to be disciplined. No. You say, I am disciplined Because once it becomes who you are, you don't negotiate anymore. You don't bargain with yourself. You don't give yourself options. The alarm goes off. You get up. The workout is scheduled. You do it. The goal is written. You chase it. Period. No debates, no excuses. Hear me, 2025 is not going to reward you because you had potential. It's going to reward you because you had discipline. The new version of you doesn't pray for easy, doesn't wait for hype, doesn't beg for motivation. The new you creates systems, routines, habits, and locks in no matter what. And when you master discipline, you become dangerous because nothing and nobody can stop a person who shows up every day, rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or empty. The new you in 2025 is built on discipline, and that's why you will not be denied. Listen to me, your circle is either pushing you forward or pulling you down. There's no in between. In 2025, the new version of you cannot afford to keep sitting at tables where the conversation is small, the dreams are smaller, and excuses are the main dish. If the people around you don't inspire you, they're suffocating you. If they don't challenge you, they're crippling you. Some of you are wondering why you keep going in circles, why every year feels like a repeat of the last one. It's not because you're not capable. It's because you're surrounded by people who are okay with staying the same. You can't fly if you keep walking with people who are comfortable crawling. You can't chase destiny if your circle is made up of people who gave up on theirs. Understand this environment is powerful. If you plant a seed in toxic soil, it doesn't matter how much potential is inside. It won't grow. The new version of you in 2025 has to protect your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future, your dreams, your destiny, they depend on who you let in your space. You can't build greatness around gossip. You can't sharpen iron with wood. You need people around you who sharpen you, stretch you, demand more from you. The new you doesn't hang out with people who clap for failure. The new you doesn't chill with people who normalize quitting. The new you says, if you're not pushing me, you can't stay close to me. I know it's hard because some of the people slowing you down are people you love, friends you grew up with, family members who mean well but don't see what you see. Hear me, you love them, but don't let them limit you. Sometimes the hardest decision in growth is not what you start doing, it's who you stop listening to. In 2025, you can't afford to let the voices of doubt drown out the vision of destiny. Ask yourself right now, who in my circle pushes me to be better? Who celebrates discipline? Who challenges my excuses? And then ask, who drains me? Who distracts me? Who keeps me comfortable when I need to be uncomfortable? Be real with yourself because your future depends on it. You see, winners move differently. Winners surround themselves with people who see further, think bigger, and grind harder. If you're the smartest, strongest, hardest working person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. The new you in 2025 finds rooms where you're challenged to level up. You find people who intimidate you, who make you stretch, who force you to grow. Because if your circle doesn't demand growth, you'll shrink. Here's the truth: proximity is power. If you hang around broke thinkers, you'll adopt broke habits. If you spend all your time with complainers, you'll start complaining. If you surround yourself with lazy people, their pace becomes your pace. But if you get around disciplined people, their energy rubs off. If you get around dreamers, their vision wakes you up. If you get around winners, you start moving like a winner. The new you in 2025 doesn't just protect your circle. You curate it. You're intentional. You don't just hang with whoever's available. You align with people who are running in the same direction, chasing the same fire, people who want more, who demand more, who refuse to settle. And if you can't find them, you become that person first, so you attract them. Stop wasting your time at tables where your dreams are laughed at. Stop wasting your energy in conversations that don't build you. Stop wasting your potential on people who only want to stay the same. Protect your circle because the wrong people will cost you your destiny, but the right people will help you unlock it. In 2025, the new version of you doesn't just dream bigger. You sit at bigger tables, you walk with stronger people, and you refuse to let your circle pull you back when you were born to move forward. Time. That's the one thing you can't buy back. Once it's gone forever. And yet so many of us treat it like it's unlimited. We scroll, we waste hours, we procrastinate. We say, I'll do it tomorrow. Like we got a guarantee we'll even wake up tomorrow. Hear me. 2025 is not going to give you extra hours. The clock doesn't care about your excuses, your feelings, or your comfort zone. The clock only cares about what you do with the seconds you've been given. The new version of you in 2025 has to take full ownership of every second. You can't afford to live like you have time to waste. Every excuse you make is stealing time from your future. Every moment you waste is a moment your dream is dying. You've got to decide, am I going to invest my time or am I going to waste it? Because there's no middle ground. Every second is either a deposit into your future or a withdrawal from your potential. Some of you talk about wanting success, but your schedule doesn't match your goals. You say you want to build a business, but you spend your evenings binging shows. You say you want to get fit, but your mornings start at noon. You say you want to change your life, but your calendar looks exactly the same as it did last year. Stop lying to yourself. You stop saying you want greatness if you're not willing to give greatness your time. Ownership means you stop blaming. Stop blaming the job. Stop blaming the family. Stop blaming the lack of opportunities. The truth is, you had 24 hours yesterday just like everybody else. The question is, what did you do with it? Did you waste it on things that don't move the needle? Or did you invest it into the person you want to become? That's what separates the new you in 2025 from the old you. The old you let time slip away. The new you squeezes every ounce out of every hour. Listen, time doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're stressed. It doesn't care if life isn't fair. The seconds keep ticking, whether you use them or not. And when you look back at the end of the year, you're not going to regret what you failed at. You're going to regret what you didn't even try. You're going to regret the time you wasted, the chances you didn't take, the dreams you put on hold because you were too busy scrolling, too busy making excuses. Ownership is about urgency. Living every day like it matters, because it does. Ownership is about waking up and saying, I'm not letting this day pass without moving closer to my dream. Ownership is about turning off the distractions, cutting out the noise, and focusing like your life depends on it, because it does. The new you in 2025 understands that success is rented and rent is due every single day. You don't get to pay once and be set for life. You pay in time, in effort, in discipline, every day. Ownership means you don't wait for someone to push you. You push yourself. Ownership means you don't wait for the perfect moment. You create the moment. Ownership means you stop living like you've got forever and start living like today might be the last shot you get. You got dreams? Good. But dreams without ownership are just fantasies. You got goals. Great. But goals without time invested are just wishes. In 2025, the new version of you refuses to waste a second. The new you looks at every hour like a bank account and you decide, am I going to invest this in my future or am I going to waste it on nothing? Every second counts. Every decision counts. Every choice counts. And the new you in 2025 is done throwing time away. This is your moment. Own it. Listen to me, 2025 is not just about you. I know you think it's about your goals, your dreams, your grind, but it's bigger than that. Your future depends on you, yes, but so do the people connected to you. Somebody's breakthrough is tied to your decision to show up. Somebody's hope is connected to your discipline. Somebody's faith is waiting for your example. The new version of you in 2025 has to live like the future depends on you, because it does. Too many of us live selfish with our potential. We think, if I quit, it only hurts me. That's a lie. Quitting doesn't just hurt you. It hurts the people who needed to see you win so they could believe it was possible for them too. Somebody in your family is watching you right now, wondering if it can be done. Somebody in your circle is watching, wondering if discipline really pays off. Somebody in the next generation is waiting to see if you'll break the cycle or keep repeating it. That's why the new you can't play games with destiny. You're not just carrying your life, you're carrying legacies. The new you in 2025 wakes up with responsibility. Responsibility to your kids, your family, your community, your future self. Responsibility to the people who came before you and the ones who will come after you. You are the bridge. You are the proof. You are the one who's supposed to show what's possible. And that means you can't afford to waste your gift. You can't afford to play small. You can't afford to let excuses take over. Hear me, you don't get the luxury of slacking. Not when generations are depending on you. Not when people are starving for an example of greatness. Not when the future is literally in your hands. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, you're showing somebody it can be done. Every time you choose sacrifice over comfort, you're paving a road for somebody else to follow. Every time you keep going when you want to quit, you're building a legacy. And let me be real with you. It's heavy. Carrying responsibility is heavy, but that's what makes it worth it. Diamonds don't form without pressure, and leaders don't rise without weight. The new version of you in 2025 embraces that weight. You don't run from it. You don't complain about it. You wear it like armor because you know that if you can carry it, you can change everything. Think about this. If you win, it's not just your victory. It's your family's victory. It's your community's victory. It's the victory of the little kid who needed to see someone who came from nothing make it to something. Your fight isn't just for you. It's for them. So when you feel tired, you remember you're not running alone. When you feel like quitting, remember you're carrying more than just your dream. When you feel like it's too much, remember the future is depending on you to push through you. The old you quit when it got hard. The new you doesn't. The old you thought small. The new you dreams big because you understand your dream is not just about your life. It's about everybody connected to your name. The old you played for today. The new you plays for legacy. This year, 2025, the new version of you walks different, talks different, works different because you know the weight you're carrying. You're not just chasing success. You're carrying destiny. You're not just grinding for yourself. You're unlocking doors for others. And when you finally step into everything you were called to be, when you rise, when you break through, others will rise too. That's why the new you in 2025 has to be ruthless, disciplined, unshakable, because the future is watching and it's waiting on you. Listen, after everything we've talked about, discipline, vision, sacrifice, consistency, resilience, growth, it all comes down to one truth. The new version of you in 2025 isn't about wishing. It's about deciding. You can't just keep talking about what you want to be. You have to become it. Nobody's coming to save you. No miracle, no lucky break, no easy road. The only thing standing between where you are and where you could be is your choice to move, to act, to transform. The new you doesn't hide behind excuses. The new you doesn't wait for the perfect time. The new you doesn't keep rewriting the same story with the same struggles and the same endings. The new you stands up, you faces the mirror and says, I'm done being average. I'm done surviving. I'm building a new future and I'm starting right now. And don't think it's going to be easy. No, this journey will break you before it builds you. You'll cry, you'll fall, you'll doubt yourself. But hear me, those moments are not your end, they're your rebirth. Every tear, every failure, every long night you think nobody notices, that's your foundation. That's how you rise. 2025 is not just another year on the calendar. It's not just another January to December routine. It's your opportunity to make history with your own life. You've been through too much. You wasted too many chances to let another year pass with you being the same person. This is the season of becoming. So I need you to make a decision. Are you going to keep carrying the weight of the old you? Or are you ready to step into the fire and let it refine you into something unstoppable? The world doesn't need your excuses. The world needs your greatness. The new version of you isn't waiting in the future. It's right here, right now, ready for you to unleash it. This is the moment where average dies and greatness is born. This is where you stop talking and start living. This is where 2025 becomes the year you look back on and say, that was the turning point. The new version of you is not a dream. It's a choice. And it starts today.